Have you ever wondered why some people in their 70s can still trek up mountains with ease, while others struggle to walk to the end of the driveway without their knees screaming in protest? You might think it is just luck or good genes. But what if I told you that the very way you have been taught to walk and move for the last 50 years might actually be the silent thief of your independence? There is a shocking truth that doctors often see in the clinic but rarely have time to explain in a 10-minute appointment. Most people believe that simply hitting their step goal is enough to keep them mobile, but for many, these miles are actually accelerating the wear and tear on their joints. There is a hidden danger in the just keep moving philosophy if you aren't moving the way your body was biologically designed to. We are talking about a method used by elite soldiers to carry heavy packs for 20 miles a day, a technique that allowed veterans to remain agile well into their 80s and 90s. If you feel a nagging ache in your lower back after a stroll, or if your hips feel tight the moment you stand up from a chair, you might be doing this fundamentally wrong. You are likely putting thousands of pounds of unnecessary pressure on your cartilage with every single step you take. If you care about staying healthy and independent as you age, consider subscribing to the channel for more doctor-backed tips. We have been told since childhood that walking is the most natural thing in the world. Because it is so basic, we assume we are doing it correctly. We put on our sneakers, head out the door, and aim for that magic number of steps. But here is the problem that most people miss. Walking is a skill. And like any skill, it can be performed with poor form. When we are young, our bodies are resilient enough to absorb the shock of poor mechanics. Our discs are hydrated, our cartilage is thick, and our muscles are springy. But as we cross the threshold of 60, the margin for error disappears. Many of the habits we've picked up, the way we strike the ground with our heels, the way we slouch our shoulders, or how we let our ankles collapse inward, begin to act like sandpaper on our joints. Specialists often see patients who are active, but are inadvertently grinding down their hip sockets or compressing their spinal columns because they are walking with the same mechanical errors they had at 30. It is a quiet tragedy because these well-intentioned people are trying to stay healthy, but they are essentially driving a car with a misaligned frame. Eventually, the tyres are going to blow out. The consequence isn't just a bit of soreness, it is the gradual, terrifying loss of the ability to go where you want, when you want. What most people don't realise is that the secret to walking 20 miles a day isn't about having bigger muscles, it's about efficiency and shock absorption. According to many specialists, the number one mistake seniors make is the heavy heel strike. When you reach your leg out too far in front of your body and land hard on your heel, you're sending a literal shockwave from the pavement directly up through your ankle, into your knee, through your hip, and straight into your lower back. Your bones are hitting each other, without the benefit of your muscles acting as a buffer. Imagine taking a hammer and tapping it against a stone floor 10,000 times a day. Eventually, something is going to crack. This is why you might feel fine during your walk, but the moment you sit down and cool off, your body feels like it's made of lead. The solution isn't to stop walking, but to change where your foot meets the earth. Instead of reaching out with your heel, try to take slightly shorter steps and focus on landing with a mid-foot strike, almost as if you are walking on thin ice. This simple shift allows your calf muscles and your arches to act like the suspension system on a luxury car. It turns a jarring impact into a smooth, rolling motion. It might feel strange at first, like you're not covering as much ground. But you are actually protecting your spine from thousands of mini concussions every single day. There is another silent culprit that many doctors notice when observing patients in their 60s and 70s, and it starts with the eyes. We have a natural tendency as we age to look down at our feet to ensure our balance. While this feels safe, it actually creates a chain reaction of instability. When you tuck your chin and look down, your head, which weighs about as much as a bowling ball, shifts forward. This pulls your shoulders into a rounded position, which in turn flattens your lower back and tilts your pelvis. You are effectively walking in a permanent fetal position. This posture shuts off your glute muscles, the largest and most important muscles for walking. When your glutes go to sleep, your lower back has to do all the work. This is why so many seniors complain of a dull ache in their lumbar spine after only 15 minutes of standing. To fix this, you must drive with your chest, not your chin. By lifting your gaze to the horizon and pulling your shoulder blades gently back, you realign your skeleton. This simple adjustment wakes up the muscles in your rear and thighs, taking the crushing weight off your vertebrae. It feels like you've suddenly shed 10 pounds, because your bones are finally stacked the way nature intended. Beyond posture, there is a common food habit that many people believe is healthy, but might actually be sabotaging their mobility. We often focus heavily on low-calorie diets to keep our weight down as we age, thinking that being lighter will make walking easier. However, eat surgeons often find that seniors who are strictly focused on weight loss are frequently under-muscled. As we age, our bodies become less efficient at processing protein. If you are walking miles every day, but not giving your body the specific fuel it needs to repair the micro tears in your muscles, your body will actually start to break down its own muscle tissue for energy. This leads to a condition where your joints have no support. You might be thin, but you are fragile. Many specialists suggest that instead of worrying about cutting calories, seniors should focus on muscle-centric nutrition. This means ensuring that every meal has a clean source of protein to act as the bricks and mortar for your legs. Without this, walking 20 miles a day is impossible. You would simply wither away. By fueling the engine properly, you aren't just walking, you are building a fortress around your joints. It creates a sense of sturdiness that prevents falls before they ever happen. But here is what most people miss. The strength of your walk doesn't actually come from your legs, it comes from your feet. For decades, we have been told to wear shoes with thick, pillowy cushions and heavy arch supports. While this feels comfortable in the store, it often turns our feet into lazy appendages. Your foot has 33 joints and over 100 muscles, tendons and ligaments. When you encase them in a stiff, over-cushioned shoe, those muscles stop working. They atrophy. Your brain loses its connection to the ground. This is why balance becomes such an issue as we get older. You are essentially trying to walk on stilts. Elite veterans and long-distance walkers often have incredibly strong, flexible feet. They treat their feet like hands. A simple habit to reclaim this power is to spend just 10 minutes a day walking barefoot on a safe, flat surface inside your home, or even just sitting down and scrunching a towel with your toes. This wakes up the nerves in your soles. When your feet are strong, your brain gets better data about where you are in space, which instantly improves your balance and makes every step feel more secure. It's like upgrading the sensors on a high-tech jet. Suddenly, the whole system works more precisely. There is a psychological trap that many of us fall into as we age, often called the all-or-nothing mentality. We think that if we can't go for a 30-minute power walk, it isn't worth doing. This is a dangerous mistake. And long-distance soldiers didn't just march for 8 hours straight, they understood the power of intermittent movement. When we sit for hours and then suddenly try to go for a long walk, our tissues are cold and stiff, like a rubber band that's been in the freezer. Moving this way creates microscars in the fascia, the connective tissue that wraps around your muscles. Over time, this makes you feel tight, no matter how much you stretch. The secret used by those who stay mobile into their 90s is the 5-minute rule. Instead of one long, grueling walk that leaves you exhausted, try breaking it up. 5 minutes of movement every hour keeps the oil flowing in your joints. Synovial fluid, the natural lubricant for your knees and hips, is only produced when you move. If you sit for 3 hours, your joints are running dry. By moving frequently in small bursts, you keep your joints greased and ready for action. It's the difference between a rusty gate and one that swings open with a whisper. One of the most surprising things doctors notice in the healthiest seniors is their relationship with intensity. There is a common misconception that to get the benefits of walking, you have to be huffing and puffing. But for longevity and joint preservation, slow is smooth and smooth is fast. Pushing yourself to a point of exhaustion often leads to a breakdown in form. When you get tired, your hips begin to sway, your knees cave in, and your core goes limp. This is when injuries happen. The soldiers who could walk 20 miles a day at age 50 or 60 weren't sprinting. They were maintaining a rhythmic, sustainable pace that prioritized breathing through the nose. Nose breathing is a powerful tool for seniors because it keeps the nervous system in a calm state. When you breathe through your mouth, your body thinks it's in a fight or flight emergency, which causes your muscles to tense up. Tension is the enemy of mobility. By slowing down and breathing deeply through your nose, you allow your muscles to remain relaxed and fluid. You'll find that you can actually walk further and feel more energized afterward because you haven't burned out your internal battery. Now, it is important to take these insights and turn them into a simple, daily practice. You don't need a gym membership or expensive equipment. Start tomorrow morning by simply checking your foundation. Before you even leave the house, stand tall, lift your chest, and take a few steps focusing on that soft, mid-foot landing. Don't worry about the distance. Focus on the feel. Are you landing quietly? If you can hear your footsteps slapping the ground, you're being too hard on your joints. Try to walk as silently as possible. This stealth walking naturally forces your muscles to engage and absorb the weight. Next, make it a point to look at the trees and the sky, not the pavement. This will naturally correct your posture and take the pressure off your neck and lower back. Finally, ensure you have a small serving of protein with your breakfast, maybe an egg or some Greek yogurt, to give your muscles the fuel they need for the day's movement. These are small, manageable changes that don't require a lifestyle overhaul, but their cumulative effect is massive. It is completely normal to feel a bit of apprehension about your mobility as the years pass. We all have those mornings where the knees feel a little stiff or the back feels a bit cranky. It can be frightening to think that our best days of movement might be behind us, but I want to reassure you, your body is incredibly adaptable, even at 70, 80 or 90. It is never too late to relearn how to move. The aches you feel right now are often not signs of old age, but rather signals from your body asking for a change in technique. By implementing these small shifts, walking softer, looking up, and fueling your muscles, you are giving your body the permission to heal. You aren't just slowing down the aging process. In many ways, you are reversing the mechanical damage of the past. You have much more control over your physical future than you might realize. The goal isn't just to add years to your life, but to add life to your years, ensuring that you can still play with your grandkids, garden in the spring, and walk the beach without fear. What most people miss is that the human body was built to last for a century, if treated with respect. Those soldiers who walked 20 miles a day didn't have superhuman bodies. They simply had a system that worked with physics instead of against it. They understood that every step is either an investment in your future or a withdrawal from your joint bank account. When you choose to walk with intention, you are making an investment that pays dividends in independence. Think of your body like a classic car. If you redline the engine and never change the oil, it will break down quickly, but if you drive it with care, keep the parts lubricated, and treat it with respect, it can run beautifully for decades past its expected lifespan. You are the mechanic of your own body, and you now have the tools to keep it on the road. To summarize the most important points, stop reaching with your heels and start landing softly on your midfoot to protect your spine. Keep your eyes on the horizon to engage your glutes and save your lower back. Don't starve your muscles. Give them the protein they need to support your frame. Reclaim the strength of your feet by spending a little time barefoot each day. And finally, remember that frequent short bursts of movement are often better for your joints than one long, exhausting session. These steps are simple, they are safe, and they are rooted in the basic biology of how we are meant to move. You don't have to be an elite athlete to see results. You just have to be a little more mindful of the way you carry yourself through the world. Take care of your body, because it is the only place you have to live. Small steps today, taken with the right form and the right mindset, can make a truly massive difference in how you feel tomorrow. You have the power to stay strong, stay mobile, and stay independent. It all starts with the very next step you take. Whether it's just to the kitchen or a mile around the neighbourhood, do it with pride, do it with poise, and do it with the knowledge that you are protecting your health for years to come. Thank you for spending this time with me, and remember that your journey to better health is a marathon, not a sprint. Take it one smooth, quiet step at a time.